is the Kate Daly Show.
Hi there. We got a caller on hold. I'll get to that caller in just a moment. And of course, so much to cover. Make sure that you are getting enough supplements to have on hand too and putting them in said waterproof bags. Make sure and go to fiqsupplements.com with an S. fiqsupplements.com. That's where I get mine. They actually absorb into the body, they actually work. You don't want to buy over the counter stuff, it doesn't work. But this stuff does. fiqsupplements.com. Go there and put in the code Kate. Don't forget the promo code Kate because it's going to save you and you're going to get them for pennies on the dollar. They're at great prices. I am telling you, this is the place to go because they have the quality ingredients. Okay, a lot to cover here. Hi, caller. Welcome to the show. Go right ahead.
Kate, Mike,
Hey,
how are you?
Good. How are you? Okay, what are
Good.
you?
I'll
What's
be
on
real
your
quick.
mind? Yeah, sure. Go right ahead.
Just, this hurricane that's coming in, Milton.
Yeah.
And it's
Go ahead,
it's
Milton.
going to be, I would call it the I-4 corridor hurricane. It's going to be going through an area that's probably the most populated in Florida and the peninsula.
Yeah.
It's going to affect a lot of people. But one thing, and I want to be real specific, no matter where you are,
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend always I'm kind of a water filter geek.
Okay.
And so there's one called the Sawyer Mini.
Okay.
It's
I'm writing that down.
SAWYER. You can get it at Walmart or Amazon. It's about $25.
Okay.
It will screw on top of most of your plastic water bottles.
Really?
So you can have, and it's much more convenient than doing the straw thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're $25. And
Nice.
what I would recommend, I've got about 10 of them. I know
Okay.
it sounds weird, but
No, it doesn't.
that way you can either trade them, or if you've got somebody that's just in a desperate need, you can just give it to them.
Exactly.
Because, clean
agree.
water is a major thing, no matter where you are in the country.
I agree.
So,
Love that
but
idea.
also I wanted to kind of just give an action step here. Let's call our local representatives, no matter where they are,
Mm-hmm.
and just tell them very nicely, we're going to be watching how you vote.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not going to vote for American recovery, which we're dealing with,
Right.
but yet you're going to vote for foreign money going to foreign countries,
Yep.
that's a big no-no. Okay,
Exactly.
so
Everybody should be posting that on social media and warning them we're watching. We're right here and we're watching, and we'd like to know exactly where you stand. Sure. I love that.
absolutely.
A great idea.
So
Thank you. Appreciate
that's really
that.
all I got.
Two great things. Thank you. Such great things. The New York Times today, it's interesting that he said that because the New York Times today is all about Israel. It's all about the Middle East war. I was kind of shocked. They did one op-ed, and it was the casualties in North Carolina include the truth. Now that's true. Although the New York Times isn't going to really tell you the casualty of the truth being missing. They'll hit certain things, but they won't others. That's how you always know it's disinformation. They'll say something that's true and it sounds good, but then you get into it and they don't really actually include the truth. But the headlines right now are all about Harris, all about Hormala, and all about the Mideast war threatening Harris, and then, of course, Israel mounts heavy attack on southern Lebanon. Israel is sinking into existential crisis. I mean, I'm talking about the fact that, a year after Hamas attack, Israelis and Palestinians reflect on loss. They're doing an article that's front page about just people reflecting on loss instead of the current events going on in this country right now. It's pretty amazing, you guys. It's pretty amazing. The entire front page is that. Just keep that in mind. New York Times today. It makes you sick, doesn't it? So there's a lot of things that need to be said, but I did want to go back to the list of things. Make sure you have Bic lighters. Remember that from the Bosnian thing? The guy that wrote, "This is what we needed when obviously our country went down and it was shocking and we didn't have enough time to prepare." The Bic lighters, rain ponchos, waterproof boots that you can slip on. It'd be a really good idea to go get a backpack, cheap backpack. It doesn't have to be, it just needs to probably be at least, 40 liters so that you can hold a lot of stuff in it. But they're saying work gloves, tools. Tools are a huge thing because you have to be able to lift things with those tools or You have to be able to, a saw, all kinds of tools that would enable you to help people if things came crashing down. Okay, they're saying please have that. And of course, I love Mike, the caller that called in about the water filter. It's a great idea. I'll look that one up. Sawyer, and of course, hydrogen peroxide. It's cheap. Have it on hand. Bar soap. A lot of people needed just a toothbrush and toothpaste, and they didn't have it. And also sunglasses, extra pairs of sunglasses, and those little packets of electrolyte like Gatorade, things like that, that you can put into the water too. They didn't have that. This was also a really good one, a laminated map of your area. This is good because obviously everything gets wet in on this, what's going on in this side of the country. So if that's true, then of course, laminated anything, laminated documents, laminated a copy of your driver's license, insurance, all those things would be really good to do. Laminate them. Also, little packets of instant coffee. A lot of people, that's a big deal out there. And cash in small denominations, $5s and $1 bills, things like that, because can't always get a smaller bill. Headlamps were a big thing. Plastic containers. And a hatchet, a handsaw, and a bladed knife. Make sure that you have tools. That was a big deal. Also, diapers, things like that. But spray paint to mark your home, right? For FEMA, that'll never come. And heavy-duty tarps, games that kids can play to keep them occupied. I was watching some kids around a fire in one video, and they just didn't have anything. And they were just kind of playing around the fire. But just anything that you can think of, you're probably right on the money in making sure that you are getting ready. At least make sure you have dry socks and underwear in waterproof bags, okay, and access to it. Now, on earthquake country, on my side of the country, then you need a crescent wrench to turn off people's gas. That is hugely important in your backpack. Make sure that you also have waterproof boots because a lot of earthquakes can cause flooding and different things like that. And make sure that you are covering kind of the same things, but make sure it's not flip-flops that you have on hand, but durable clothes and shoes and boots. Make sure you have a good pair of boots that you don't use all the time in that backpack. I would probably make that backpack very, very easy to just go, take it and go. Also, ham radio, walkie-talkies. This is really vital and important. I would really suggest that you get some right now. They're not that expensive. They truly aren't. And I think it's really imperative that you have some form of communication with your loved ones during this kind of thing. I am expecting some earthquakes on this side of the country. I really am. And I'm not just saying that for fear. And I'm not, it's like, the feardom. I'm being very honest with you in the ability to drive an earthquake. And I know we have that ability. So it would not shock me to get multiple earthquakes on this side of the country. And I know we've been talking about it for years as far as that goes, but please, okay? This is something that you should have a backpack under your bed ready to go with things that you don't always use. And put in some food, put in some filters, and also dog food if you have a dog. That's what's important. Just making sure you're set up, okay? Hi, caller. Welcome to the show. Go right ahead. Caller, go right ahead. Okay, caller. Okay. Got shy. That happens. People get shy. But heavy duty tarps, a tent that you can put up, because if you're stuck in this situation, you're going to want to have some shelter. And the plastic sheets are actually a really good idea. I know you go into a store, you get plastic sheets, duct tape, and a saw. People are going to think you're a serial killer. But I really do feel like this is something that all Americans should be ready for because of our capabilities and what we can do. We've been warned. This is going to be some fallout. Remember when I had the remote viewer guy on? All right. And I just take in information, whatever. I listening to him, he was like, natural disasters, man-made disasters. It's coming. We're going to be in that era. So make sure you're ready for it. Be right back. Kate Daly Show.
Thanks for listening to The Kate Daly Show. All opinions expressed by the program participants on The Kate Daly Show are...
Brady.
Hey, Oops.